I think the last 4 years have been absolutely uh, something I've never experienced before. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big political person in any way, shape, or form. But I can honestly say there was nothing about the last 4 years that felt right, what felt normal
Yeah.
for for me. I'm a feeling person. You have to understand what I do for a living. I'm a
Yeah.
feeling person. So if something is feeling off, then it's off.
All right, friends, we're back. Part two with Jae Rae here on Heal Squad. Very excited for this. She's going to share how the astrology throughout the rest of the year will impact us, from our relationships to the U.S. election. Is Trump going to be reelected? She gives us her prediction. She also does the tarot readings for all of the astrology signs. You're not going to want to miss it. So let's talk a little bit about your upcoming Jae Rae method course, because you talk about astrological energy there. And
Yes.
so let's start there.
So I'm not an astrologer. I always like to tell people that, but I know a lot about astrology, and I learned my mentor was an astrologer. She was Janet Scales, the star goddess, and she had a movie made about her called Afterburn, and she was the first person to use astrology in a legal court case with the U.S. Air Force.
What?
That was my first mentor. Talk about God had a plan. That was my first mentor.
Wait, did
Laura
she
Dern played her.
win
She won, and
based on
she won
astrology? A U.S. court?
based on astrology that her husband's fighter pilot plane was made during a Mercury retrograde, which made the screw that was supposed to be a three-quarter screw a quarter screw put in the wrong place, which sparked a wire, which made the plane go on fire. It was not the negligence of her husband who flew the plane. It was the negligence of the army who built the plane, based on astrology.
I have chills.
She was
Laura
the first
Dern
person.
played her.
Laura Dern played her, and you can look it up. The movie is called Afterburn,
I'm
and
watching
Janet
this.
Scales was a star goddess, and she's still my mentor. She's still on radio here in Tampa. She was the first person to put me on radio back in 2009, and she basically said I did a reading with her, whatever. I went to her for astrology, and she did my never had my chart done. I was maybe 31 or 32 years old, and I never had my chart done. And she sat with me, and she went, "Do you have something to tell me?" And I was looking at her like, what are you talking about?" And she said, "You're psychic. You're a medium." And I'm looking at her like, shh, like there was anybody else in the room. And I'm like, "Don't tell nobody." And she was like, "No, you're it. Like you're the real deal. Like you're it. Your rising sign sits right on your whatever sign." Again, not. And she said, "You're the real deal." And I proceeded to tell her about her deceased husband, who I knew nothing about at the time. Google really wasn't around. It wasn't something that, so I could not have known his name. I knew everything about him. And she said, "Meet me next weekend at the studios at CBS. I'm putting you on the radio with me in the morning." And I swear that's how it began. Everything is about choices, right? So again, this is the information. Do what you will with it. But even when you choose what I think was not the better choice, I'm still going to guide you. I'm not going to abandon you. I'm not going to
Yeah.
become your mother or your father or any of those people that did that to you. I am going to become the unconditional space holder that that I am supposed to be for you. I'm not here
Wow.
to beat you up or make you allow you to beat yourself up. Just recognize when you have that feeling in your belly and you know something isn't right, speak on it. And if you can't speak on it with that person and they don't give you that availability with their time or their energy, that too is a sign.
It says a lot.
That too is a lot. Yeah, actions. Yeah. And I think some of us are just people that always want to see the best in people and always want to believe that they're not that person. And it's an unfortunate situation, but that's what happens. And how do you clear it up? With people like myself who guide you and show you how to clear it up.
And it's possible.
And it's very possible. Yes, it is.
Ugh, it seems so hard.
But you have to be willing to want to. That's the problem. Some of us always want to think that we are stronger or bigger than God. There's nobody bigger
Yes.
than that man.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean, especially when it comes to love, it's so hard when your heart is so
it's very
invested.
hard. Yes.
It's hard to listen to anybody in that moment other than your
Hmm.
heart.
Yes.
And especially if
But
your heart has guided you well in other aspects of
mhm.
life, right?
You're going to assume it's going to do the same for that. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. And that's where discernment comes in. And that's where you have to trust someone else to say, okay, my heart and my mind are in two different spaces. I'm going to need a little help on this one because I can't seem to navigate this situation. And trust, and you have to be able to trust your healer that they're guiding you in the best way possible when they have no skin in the game.
Yeah. So, what do we need to be worried about this year other than what we're all worried about? Like astrology wise, where are we at and where are we going to be throughout the rest of this year?
So right now we just went through the big full moon. On the super moon was on the 20th of August in Aquarius, which was basically the highlight of what to expect coming in 2025, but also what to expect through this Pluto in Capricorn transit. So what's happening is we're retrograding back into Pluto in Capricorn from September 1st to November 19th. Those are the dates, so keep that in mind, okay? 4 years ago during our election, it was a Mercury retrograde on November 4th, the day of the election. If anybody understands Mercury retrograde, they're going to understand what's bound to be done is bound to be repeated. That is Mercury retrograde. Okay.
What's bound to
So,
be done is
done
bound to
during
be
a retrograde
repeated.
is bound to be repeated again.
So, what happened at last election is going to happen again.
Yes. So it's so. And it being Pluto in Capricorn in retrograde, old structures, old paradigms, the way things have been done in the past are all being broken down into something new because Aquarius is about the new, the inventive, the progressive inventiveness. It's about all about the new structures, the new alignment. It's all about the collective consciousness. It's about us working in unity, us working together. That's what Aquarius represents. Capricorn was the dogma. This way, this is the way it's going to be. And I don't care what anybody has to say. I'm going to create this. This is the world that I want, and this is what I'm going to make it happen. So now that it's retrograding back, we're going to get a little bit of a highlight of that fight again, that argument of old and new, old and new, old and new. And it's kind of where the new is trying really hard to be created, but the old is kind of sitting there going, I I'm not letting it go. I'm not letting it go. So the Aquarius energy is what's going to beat the odds because the Aquarius is what's going to break through, be the geyser. And that's what's going to push everything through. And it's going to be a very different type of election. It's not going to be anything we've ever seen before. It's not going to be with any way, shape, or form of how things have been done in the past. Everything is going to seem way different, odd, out of control. It's just going to seem what the hell just happened, basically. Just like the election in 2020. What the hell just happened? Good or bad or indifferent, something was off about this. Wait a minute, there was all these, it looks like this one was winning and then this one ended up winning, but it doesn't make any sense how this one lost and that one won. And oh my God, what just happened? It felt like, it was like almost like we were watching like something, I don't know, shift in front of our eyeballs because for people that wanted the winner, not wanted the winner, who won, who I don't care anyway, but whoever wanted the winner saw everything switch. Everything switched up. It got changed around, and we saw it with
Yeah.
our own eyes. That's going to same thing. It's like all of a sudden it's going to be all this push and pull and grabbing for the win. And in all reality, that retrograde is going to rectify what was done 4 years ago. This retrograde is going to rectify it.
So, are you saying Trump is going to
What's
win
going to
this
be
year?
made what's going to be made right, what was done in the dark and made wrong is going to be made right in this election. I don't know. Do you think? So funny. I've been saying this for years, but I don't know. I get him, but then I get someone else,
Not
and I don't.
Kamala?
I don't. I never saw. Mm-mm, no, I never. I don't see a woman. I haven't. I don't see a woman.
But we only have Trump and Kamala.
I know that. But I'm saying I don't know if Trump is going to, I don't know if, I don't see a woman. I just don't. Everyone keeps saying, I don't see a woman. Running, I always saw a woman just like Hillary ran, right? She ran.
Yeah.
She ran. I don't see a woman. I don't see a woman for another 12 years. That's me. I'm just, it's just, again, don't beat me up in the
Okay.
comments, but I don't see a woman. I do see a man, but I don't know if it's going to be Trump. I don't know if there's going to be a switcheroo. I don't know.
A switcheroo on Trump.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Where I feel like it's going to be, I feel like it's going to be red, right? Red. I feel like it's going to be red, but I don't know if it's going to be Trump at the helm.
Interesting.
Hmm. Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I don't know if he's going to be at the helm. I think there's going to be I don't know. I feel like a switch, bait and switch, or I can't
The only
explain it. It's
switch that
just
would happen is if he was murdered, if he was
not
assassinated.
necessarily. I told you this is going to be a very different election. This is not going to be anything we've ever seen before. Think about it. We haven't decided on we haven't even elected the elected.
Yeah.
If you think about it, we really
It's
haven't
never been
elected the
seen
elected.
before. You're right. Never been
Never
seen
been
before.
seen before, correct? Like this is all new, right? Who decided that Kamala was going to become the running mate next to Trump, and who decided Trump was the only person on the red side? Who decided all this? When did all that happen? When did that happen? I'd like to. I'm just saying because normally there was a whole process to it. Where did the process go? The process
Interesting.
disappeared.
Wait, so
That's
they didn't all elect Trump to be the candidate? How does it normally happen? Now I'm lost. I don't even remember.
primaries, usually primaries,
Yeah,
where
but
it's
we
like
didn't
all
do
of a sudden
primaries.
there's like 5 or 6 people that are all running, and then all
Yeah.
of a sudden
Yeah, there was
Biden steps
Nikki
away,
Haley, there was all the
all these different
Republicans
people,
and
and then they
DeSantis.
all of a sudden just drop out, right? They weren't voted out; they just dropped out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Cuz on
Do you
on
see what
the
I?
other side there was no. You're right. Yeah. Interesting. Never happened
Right?
before.
Never happened before. All new. This is something I've never seen it before. I'm 50. I've never seen this before.
I'm ready to
I
go.
always
I'll take over. It's fine.
Yeah,
Guys, I'll
I
do the
know.
job.
I'll do the job. But I'm just saying, like, think about it though, honestly. Usually the process didn't happen that way. Biden stepped aside, Kamala stood up. Instead of taking over as the vice president, she took over as the running mate to the presidency without being technically, really honestly, voted in,
Yeah.
right? That's like saying Pence was supposed to just take over Trump's position if he decided to step down or get indicted or whatever at the time. It doesn't necessarily mean that he becomes the next president
Mhm.
or literally gets put on the ballot. He just takes over for whatever he can't do. Technically, that's usually how it is. But it's all shifted. It's all different. Everything's changed. So I think
Interesting.
this election is also going to be different.
Do you see what everyone is fearing around that election, like civil war and all of that?
I think the civil war that people are talking about is more of a spiritual one than I think it is a physical one. I don't get physical. I don't think it's going to be like it was 4 years ago, where riots and people in the street. I think it's more of a spiritual conversation, a spiritual war, I think, between people that feel and know. And I think it's the collective consciousness kind of all waking up and going slowly saying, okay, this doesn't feel right. I don't like the way this feels. I'm uncomfortable. I can't predict what my next thing is going to be. I don't like not feeling like I have nowhere else to go. I don't feel like this home is not home anymore, and I don't feel comfortable raising my kid or bringing my kid there. I don't feel as comfortable as I did 10 years ago, 5 years ago. Something changed, something shifted, and I think people are starting to feel that now more than ever before. I don't think they know what to do with it. I think they don't know what to do with this feeling. I think they
Yeah.
absolutely feel lost
Yeah,
and they
I
don't know what to do
understand
with
it.
this
I
feeling. They
don't
know
know
where to
where we're
place it.
supposed to be, where we're supposed to go,
What we're supposed to do.
where's safe.
Yeah. We're safe. Are we not safe? Apparently we have wars going on. Apparently, China's about to bomb us. What is right? What is the truth and what is not?
Well, there's no
And I
truth.
feel like we don't know the truth. And I think that's the uncomfortable feeling that
Yes.
all of us are feeling, is the fact that we know the truth is not being revealed to us, told to us, and we're searching for it now. We're
Yeah.
searching for it.
I
We're
don't know.
looking for it.
Maybe we've never been lied to as much as we have because now we're really
Never.
feeling
I
it.
don't think so. I think the last 4 years have been absolutely uh something I've never experienced before. And I'm not, like I said, I'm not a big political person in any way, shape, or form. But I can honestly say there was nothing about the last 4 years that felt right, what felt normal
Yeah.
for me. I'm a feeling person. You have to understand what I do for a living. I'm a
Yeah.
feeling person. So if something is feeling off, then it's off.
Yeah. I felt it when COVID hit. I had this
Yeah.
like rush of feeling that just, and I was right here. I'm
Hmm.
like, guys, there's no more truth. And they're like, what? I'm like, there's
There's
no
no,
more
it's
truth.
over.
And
Yeah.
it was hitting me like a ton of bricks. And anytime I said it out
Hmm.
loud, people were like, you're a journalist. How dare you say that? That's, you're
Oh, good.
stupid. And I
Yeah.
felt stupid for a minute. And
Yeah.
then I've just watched ever since. And I'm like,
Everything.
there's no more truth. There really is no
There's no
more
more
truth.
truth. Yeah. There's no
Because
more
even
truth.
when it's
And
true, there's a whole group of people that are going to tell you that the sky is pink. And you're like, wait, it's
mhm.
fucking blue.
It's
No, it's
blue.
pink. And it's
No, it's
pink. And
pink.
you're like,
Yeah,
okay.
it's been rough for people, I would say, for like people like myself who have been in the thick of it. I think they prepared us. And if anybody who's my age or in at my frequency would understand this, we've been preparing for this for about 10 years. My mentor, Leona Gans, has been preparing me for this for about 10 plus years.
What was she saying?
Um, she's now in her late 80s. She was telling me to prepare myself to be awoken and to be part of the process, be part of helping people, aiding people, bringing them in, helping them, guiding them, bringing them to the place of peace, bringing them to the place of understanding, bringing them to the place of knowledge, of knowing, understanding that they are part of consciousness, that they have control over their own body, um, they have sovereignty. I think everyone lost their sense of sovereignty. If you don't know what sovereignty is, people, it's basically control over your own thoughts and mind and soul and spirit. And I think a lot of people lost that in the last 4 years and is now trying to regain it. And I think that's the biggest thing I think they were taking away from us was our own sovereignty over our own thoughts, mind, feelings, and emotions. That was what I felt was being taken. And that was the kind of the Seven of Swords in the tarot deck, the sneak, kind of the thief in the night, when we weren't listening. Because remember, it was all about listening, right? So it was about programming. What do we do with meditation? We do things to program us.
Mm-hmm.
What does Joe Dispenza does? He does things repetitively to repeat things over and over again to program you or reprogram you. And I think we were all being programmed or reprogrammed in different various ways. And
Yeah.
depending on who we were and what frequency we were at is how we heard it. Just like everything else, perception is your reality. If you were in a lower vibration, then you heard fear. If you were in a higher vibration, you heard detachment. You heard sovereignty. Own it, keep it. Don't let anyone take it from you. So there was a sense of peace that came over you because you knew you had that. So there was two spheres of individuals. And
Mm.
every now and then, you had the ones that agreed to disagree, and then you had the ones that just disagreed because of somebody who looked like orange, and then you had the one that just didn't want to be seen at all. So it's kind
Yeah.
of you didn't really have much choice, but the choice in the I'm going to say this: anybody who's willing to take a bullet, anybody who's willing to take a bullet for this country and keep on walking is somebody to be looked at and go, maybe I have to take a look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe I have to pay attention to that. Maybe I have to watch for that. Because the last person that really did take a bullet for us didn't make it.
My favorite was when everyone was like, he set it up. And I go, okay,
Oh,
let's walk through it. Okay. Let's just walk through it. So you are going to
How can we
allow
shoot
someone,
me?
you're going to allow this random kid at 23, whatever he was, to shoot at your head. And you have to move your head precisely at 3 p.m., 11 minutes and 4 seconds, whatever it is, to shift it just a smidge to the right so that
Just to hit the ear,
you,
just to hit this little
so
piece.
you don't get your brains blown out. And you
I'm
agree to
I'm
this.
willing.
You agreed to this, right? And they're like, oh, I never thought about it like that. I'm like, no, 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 no. Let's do another scenario. A trained sniper, the best fucking sniper out there. You're going to set
Russian
him up.
roulette. We're going to play Russian
For
roulette.
whatever
Yeah.
reason, you're setting this up. And he's going to shoot at your head. And again, the onus is on you to remember somehow. I don't know where the clock is going to be, but you got to turn your head at just the right moment. I'm like, guys, maybe the only, because I like to go out feeling. If you're feeling set up, perhaps you're feeling set up like he was set up, because that's the only other option here is that he was set up. I don't know that that's to be true. I just am
I don't
saying,
even
I
understand how
don't
people
know
can
who
go there.
signs up for that willingly. So anyway, and
Nobody that I know.
I'm
And
not
gonna
taking
tell
any
you,
sides. I'm just being very factual and very like, using my brain.
well, my oldest daughter called me and she told me, she's like, he was shot. And the first thing I said to myself, I said, well, one way or another, he's willing to take a bullet for the country, I guess, because I didn't feel that at all. I felt like somebody deliberately went in there and did what they had to do, or tried to do. And do I think there's going to be more? I think there's going to be more attempts. So I don't think that
You
was the
see
only one.
that your vision is he's going to have more
Absolutely,
attempts.
1,000%.
Interesting.
But people don't know in his astrology, and just so everybody has an astrology chart, just so you know, he was born in an eclipse, people.
Oh, we have an eclipse coming up soon.
He was born on all the candidates, by the way, were born under full moons. Okay.
But
But
they
he was
got a
born under
candidate.
right. But I'm saying all of them were born under the full moon. Did you know that?
No?
Trump was born on the full moon, Kamala was born on the full moon, Biden was born on the full moon.
What?
The only difference is Trump was born on an eclipse under a full moon.
What does that
Does
mean?
anybody know what? Well, if you go back into anything astrological, you do the math, or you do astrology in any way, shape, or form, you would know eclipses are people that were born during an eclipse is ordained. They're naturally protected, let's say, by the universe. To have a child born under an eclipse for any reason, it's pretty
Ooh,
significant.
I want to know if I
Because
have a full
eclipses
moon.
only happen twice a year. They're not, sometimes it
It's very
depends on
rare.
what astrological, but they're rare. The eclipses happen. They have to happen because it's part of the node shift. But they're not. It's not common. It's not common.
Interesting.
And it was a blood moon too. It was the eclipse on a blood moon
What does that
that
mean?
he was born under. That's a very rare occurrence. Very rare. It's very rare,
Interesting.
and it definitely says a lot.
So what does the
Says a lot.
eclipse coming soon mean? What do we
So it's about the nodes shifting and the axis is shifting. This eclipse I think, is going to be another attempt. Are we talking astrology? We're talking political.
I'll talk all of it.
But
Yeah, wait. So when
I
is
think,
this eclipse exactly?
so I think this, let me look at my calendar. Isn't this, I don't have it in front of me
By
right
the way,
now. I
your
have the
skin
calendar
looks
with
so
me.
great.
Nicole Brill, babe.
I
mean,
had
hello.
a feeling. I had a feeling because it looks like
Yeah.
Nicole's skin.
Yeah, Nicole Brill. And I'm telling you right now, I have very little foundation. I have more eye
Wow.
makeup on only because I knew I was going to be in camera. So I put a lot more eye makeup on. But other than that, this is all Nicole Brill.
Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah. But the eclipse, when the eclipse comes around, it's another marker in our astrological space. So it's another marker to say, because if you talk to anybody and they say something severe happened, I could probably go back or have my astrologer go back into their chart and I'll say it happened on the eclipse, right? They're like, did you know that? Because eclipses are things that happen that are part of our soul's journey. It's something that is a marker for us. So I got divorced. Like, someone say, "Oh, my whole life fell apart." Blah, blah, blah. Oh, it must have happened on an eclipse. On da, 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 da. And then my astrologer's like, "How did you know that?" Or I might not know it's an eclipse, but I'll know there's a time period. I'll hear it in my head, November, blah blah blah, and they're like, "It was an eclipse." Makes sense now. It was an eclipse. So, but this Pluto and Capricorn retrograding back is going to be big for us. It's going to really highlight exactly what we should be looking forward to in 2025. So, why have people like myself or Joe Dispenza or Dr. Joe Dispenza, or why so many people have been urging everybody to heal? Please heal. Find yourselves, heal yourselves, get closer to God, get closer to source, understand yourselves better. Why do you think we've been begging people for the past 5 or 6 years? But before that, I was begging people for 10 plus years to please heal, find yourselves, get better, understand yourselves better. It's because of this Pluto in Aquarius. 2025, 2020, it's going to be no bullshit, no nonsense. There's going to be nobody who's going to literally listen to the bullshit anymore. Nobody wants to hear it. Truth, that is it. It's all it's going to be about. You can't lie, you can't hide, you can't do any of that bullshit anymore. All going to be revealed. And as Janet Scales taught me a long time ago, by the light of the full moon, all shall be revealed. And that is the truth, because full moons illuminate things that are happening, but eclipses do as well. They illuminate something, they crash into something, they clip something out, or they clip something in that we didn't have before. A tool, possibly a gift, something. But eclipses are masterful at bringing things to us or clipping things out of our lives. So if you really want something to end, and you're really sick and tired of a karmic relationship or a karmic debt that you've been paying, use the eclipse energy to use it to precisely at that moment to release it, let it go, and to cut it out of your life.
And how do you do
You
that?
want to do that. So the part of that is you working with an astrologer who can actually help you attain. And part of what I do is show you energetically the thought process and the thing that you have to start doing, which is the letting go process
To
and
release.
thinking in that way and the releasing. And it's not just it's not going to be, and I know, listen, I love everybody who does these retreats. I think they're awesome. These full moon retreats. I don't do any of that stuff, but I'm sure it's amazing. It's fun, learns a lot, but it's not going to happen in one full moon. It's not going to happen at a retreat. There's not a healer in the universe that can snip a cord, cut something out of you without you letting it go.
Mm.
You have to let it go. I can do it 1,000 times, but if you keep calling and you keep texting and you keep reinviting that energy in, it doesn't matter what I do. It all comes back down to you again. Accountability. What are you willing to do to be happy? What are you willing to let go of to be happy? What are you willing to do differently? What are you willing to change?
Yes. What? Oh,
Please
that's
tell
what
me.
Dr. Joe said. What do you have to change about yourself to
Yes. What are you
heal?
willing to
Yeah,
change? Yeah. And then a lot of them are like, that's a lot.
I
Can't
know.
I just, no.
I know.
Can't he just know that I love him, and can't he just get it together? Can't he just heal? No, it's not your job. It's his. It's theirs. It's not yours. Well, I'll wait. Okay, stay miserable. We want me to tell you, stay
Yeah.
miserable then. If you think anything's going to grow on that hard concrete, you're out of your mind. That's where you're the problem. See? You're watering that concrete thinking something's going to grow. Knock yourself out, stand there for years, days, decades. I can't tell you how many people stayed and went and waited and waited and waited. And then the other person heals, and they heal and they become so happy, and they realize how miserable you are because they've made you that way. So now they don't want to be with you, and they move on. They're like, I just took care of you for the last 10 years as you healed. Yeah. And now what they're going to look at? Now they look at you and they go, well, you're the problem. You're an enabler. I can't be with you.
Wow. Ooh.
Oh, I've seen that flip. I've seen that script flipped a lot.
Wow.
A lot. Oh, yeah. But I do have the tarot to tell you what each
Yeah.
sign.
Let's do it.
Okay. So we're going to start with Virgo first
Okay.
because we're in Virgo land. So, and this is probably going to get aired during Virgo land. So the first thing we have is Pluto in retrograde in Capricorn. The first card that came out is the Ace of Cups. So I'm telling you right now, Virgos, you have to focus on yourself, loving on yourself, taking care of yourself, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. Virgos, you have to take care of yourself. This Ace of Cups means you. There's an overflowing power of love and energy that's going to be coming your way. Utilize it for yourself, not for anybody else. Okay,
Okay.
let's
Before we
start with
move
that.
on to the next one, I have to also quickly mention
Sure.
our amazing supporters before I forget.
Yes.
Macy's, guys, as we're heading into fall, like I've said, if you're looking to find your best outfits, your best fall fashion, this Monday, September 16th through Thursday, September 19th, Macy's is bringing you a new flash sale every day. So you can get unbeatable prices on everything that you need for fall. Of course, I'm hunting for the things that I want as well, like this bomber jacket that I have in my mind, and I know I'm going to probably find it there and hopefully at a flash sale. You can shop at Macy's.com right now, or if you need some inspo, head over to my wish list to see my personally curated stuff inside the podcast description. And Way hair care products, of course, as you guys know, I talk about it all the time. They're my go to right now for some of these amazing hair care moments I need, whether it's my ends with the hair oil or the leave-in conditioner. I'm staying hydrated and frizz-free and loving it. It works wonders. And if you guys have never tried it, I suggest you do, especially because we have a promo code that can get you 15% off. So if you're eager to elevate your hair care routine, try Way products, OUAI. Just go to the website, www.theway.com. Use the promo code Heal Squad. You'll get 15% off. And if you don't know what items or what products will work for your hair problems or issues or needs, just take their quiz and they will match the product to the problem and you will be on your way. All right, Virgo in the can. Where are we going to next, Jae Rae?
Okay, so we're going to Libra next. So Libras right now, you got the guys got the Four of Cups. So you guys really have to recognize what it is that's right in front of you. You're not even paying attention to it. If you see how he's not even looking, this thing is being handed to him, and he's so upset about these cups here. He's not even paying attention to what's being handed to him right now. Virgo, there could be something that's being gifted to you during this Pluto and Capricorn energy that you're just not noticing because you're too stuck in the past of some sort. Remember, at Aries and Libra, you guys are on the nose right now, so it's kind of in your court of how things are going to flow for you guys right now. And this is all about the cardinal signs: Capricorn, Aries, Libras, and Cancers. This is your time. This is your time till November 19th to get your shit together. So let's
Wait,
go.
that's a really
Please.
great reason for them to sign up for your method at this time, because what I
Yes.
just saw with that card was what we just talked about, where you're focusing on all
Yes.
the bad shit, you're out of alignment, and you're not focusing on the good. So how can you see that good gift that's coming in unless you've released all this stuff down here?
Yeah, look, see? See that?
Yeah, it's all I could see when I saw
It's
the
a
card.
yeah, exactly. All right, moving on. Scorpios. Scorpio, right now, you've got to get into a little bit of your villain era. This is the King of Wands. He represents a fire sign. There might be a fire sign that might help you, might aid you, guide you, but he's coming in. But he's a little egotistical, a little passionate. Even though Scorpios are naturally passionate individuals, they are ruled by Mars. Mars is a fire sign. Mars is that fiery energy, that passionate energy. But right now, for Scorpios, this King of Wands energy, we like to say is, sex in the hand. But we like to say he's passionate, he's giving, he's trying, he's pushing things forward, and he's passionate about who and what he is. So Scorpios, find your passion and live your passion. Live passionately through it. Keep pushing, keep going. Light that fire, that furnace in you. You have it in you right now, for sure, Scorpios. So find your Mars within your chart, Scorpios. You'll find out what it means for you. Okay, next is Sagittarius. Sagittarius has got the Four of Wands. And this Four of Wands is all about reunions. It's the hoopah, the family. It's all about bringing something together. It's unification. It's uniting. So Sagittarius is right now feeling the need to reunite or maybe unify something that they've been experiencing. Maybe everything has been out of sorts for Sagittarius, and now they kind of have to find that unification within their life. So maybe their home, their family, their love, their relationships, whatever it might be, they have to find harmony within that right now, Sagittarius. So Pluto in Capricorn is going to teach you that for sure. Moving on, the Capricorns themselves got the Knight of Wands. This is a fast-moving energy. Knight of Wands is always about the fast-paced energy. So the fact that this is something that's coming in quickly for you guys, it's ushering in all the good. Pluto in Capricorn has been doing this retrograde literally since 2016, 2017. It's been a clusterfuck. I hate to say it's the truth, but it's been that for cardinal signs. This is going to show you that all the good, if you did the work, Capricorns, you're going to reap the rewards by all good things coming to you. If you haven't done the work, you're going to get a bowl of shit. Okay. And it's going to come in fast and hard. Okay. Moving on, we have Aquariuses. We got the devil card for the Aquariuses. And now people always say, oh, the devil card's so bad. Oh my God. Devil always represents Sue, the devil in the details. Aquarius is pay attention to what's being brought to you. Make sure there's something in the fine print that you're not paying attention to Pluto and Capricorn. Something in the past that you've done through Pluto and Capricorn the last time is coming back around. Make sure you don't become attached. Make sure you don't get yourself hooked on anything or hooked on an emotion, hooked on a person, a place, or a thing. Because I'll tell you right now, Aquarius, it could fuck you up. So pay attention to that. Okay? It's giving you one more last chance to get it right, Aquarius, because you got to serve the entire world next year. So get it together. All right. Moving on. Pisces. We have here the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very slow moving card. This is the slowest card in the tarot deck. It basically means very methodical. Pisces, instead of being emotional about something, instead of being always overthinking something, over processing something, swimming away from something, the responsibility of something, be more methodical. Take your time, think about something, but actually put it into action, slowly creating the new life that you want during this Pluto in Capricorn. Thank God you have the Knight of Pentacles, because normally Pisces, you do things out of emotion and you don't think, you just do. So this Knight of Pentacles is going to give you that opportunity to do it differently.
I have a quick question. When
Sure.
people are listening to this, should they be listening with their sun sign, or should they be thinking
Or their
about their
rising.
rising and their okay, because
I am a rising person. I'm a Sag rising. So
Yeah.
I am a Scorpio with a Sag rising. So I believe more of the rising than I believe in the sun.
okay,
The
so
sun
my
and the rising
rising is
both can.
Pisces, which is what you were just talking about. I'm like, should I be listening? I just had to look it up.
Yes, yes, yes. So what is your sun again?
I'm Gemini, but I'm
You're
moon is
Gemini,
in
yeah.
Cancer and rising is Pisces.
Yes. Okay. So you're like me, moon and Cancer. We both have moon and Cancer. So the moon, the only reason why I always say I don't like to read the moon signs is because every 2.5 days the moon shifts. So there's
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people that have our moon sign. A lot of people. So because we have a lot of moon sign with us, to me, rising is more specific. It goes literally to the moment the second you took your
Mm-hmm.
first breath, which is the time of your birth. So that's why I'm big on the whole rising sign, but the sun sign can hold weight in water for you as well.
Got it. So
So
what you were
sun,
just talking about with the Pisces is what I should be paying attention to.
I would be paying attention more to the Pisces for you, depending on the nature of so depending on what degree too your Pisces is. So it goes from 0 to 29 degrees,
Oh
29
boy,
degrees
that's
being,
more intense
being
than I know.
critical. That's what I'm trying to say. But yes, but that's why I said the sun sign right into the rising sign. I love both. I
Okay,
think both serve you. So listen to both. Both of them can serve you.
good to know.
Okay? All right, moving on. We're going into Aries. Aries, right now, you guys have the Fool card. You're starting back at 0. There's going to be something that's going to happen in your life that you're going to have to not only start at 0, but it's a good thing. It's kind of a new beginning. It's a new, fresh start. If you notice, the Fool card is all about, look how he's juggling all the new things that are coming in the way. And look at the eclipse. So something by the eclipse, I always see something different every time I do the cards. Crazy. So you see this little eclipse moon here. If you see, he looks like the jester or the joker, but he's juggling. And this is all new beginnings. So right now, being that the tarot deck goes from 0 to 72. So when you want to go through 78, I'm sorry. So you want to go through the tarot deck, it's by numbers. That's why you have to know numerology. That's why I teach that in the Jae Rae method. All of it means something. 0 is the alpha omega. And what's ending is now a new beginning. So Aries, something big's coming for you. There's an ending, but there's also a new beginning. So what's falling apart is meant to fall apart. I'm just saying. Okay? Moving on, Taurus, you guys got the 10 of Cups in reverse. Now, what this means is 10 of Cups usually means home, family, harmony, happiness, joy, all that good stuff. But when it's in reverse, it means that you must, right now, your household, your relationships, your friendships, your people, you probably are going through a huge transformation of your life right now, Tauruses. But what that means is that you're making space for the new. You're making space for a new opportunity to come in. You probably had to let a relationship go, a partnership go, a friendship go, whatever it is. Your life, your home, your family is being reinvented Again, don't look at this negatively. This could be a positive thing for you, Tauruses, and this is going to help you tremendously in your career. I just heard that big time. Okay, moving on. We're going into Geminis.
Hey.
Geminis. So Geminis, you have the Empress card. This is about fertility. This is about giving birth to something new. This is about giving birth to an idea, a creation, creating something new, an environment, a person, a place, a thing, a pregnancy even. This is big on a person who is all that in a bag of chips, understanding their power, knowing their place in the world, and knowing what they're able to give. And they are going to be very, very different on how they give. And they're going to be, but they're going to receive more than they're giving. Because remember, everything about is multiplying. So whatever the Gemini is going to give to somebody, they're going to be able to multiply it or vice versa. So this is about, to me, I would see this as quantification at its finest for Gemini. So everything around you is going to quantify. So positive thoughts only. Just saying.
Okay.
All right, moving on. We have Cancers. Cancers have the Five of Swords. Nothing earned, nothing gained. Might have not have won the war, but definitely won the battles, coming off the field, recognizing he has one more sword left, very little fight left that they have in them. They really don't want to fight and argue anymore. They kind of want to walk away. Five means change, so they're probably going to change their ideas. Swords represents the mind, so they're going to definitely change something within their mind and direction of how they go and how they move. So Cancers right now are in the middle of a metamorphosis themselves, and probably is going to change the way they think and how they feel, because their thoughts create their feelings, feelings then create action, and they don't want to have the negative actions. Last but not least, Leos. Leo's got the Five of Wands. Major conflict, internal conflict, but the conflict is within themselves, could possibly be around with other people. But five is about change, and all of this conflict for me feels like Leos are creating and asserting their boundaries within individuals and people around them, especially in their one-on-one relationships. So they probably feel like there's a lot of arguing, a lot of battling, a lot of fighting, but it's not. It's the fact that you're creating your boundaries and people don't like it. And that's what it comes down to. And that's why they're feeling like that right now there's an argument for everywhere you go. It's not. It's boundaries being created, fight, and push back for the Leos. And those are the 12 signs, and that's what to expect for Pluto in Capricorn.
I'm excited about quantification. No big deal, right? Like, hello.
It is. It's like anything somebody gives you, it's going to quantify, or anything you give to someone else, it's going to quantify. So it's going to definitely mean big things for you.
Yeah, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it already.
Are we having a baby?
How long does it last?
Can we talk about having a baby? We can't talk about having another baby.
Yeah, no, I want to have another one.
Okay, well, it's coming.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know that, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Did the conversation already happen in June?
I think we've been having conversations.
No, but what happened in specifically? You don't tell me without telling me, but did something specifically happen in June for it to occur?
Maybe.
Was there a meeting? Was there?
We might have talked to the surrogate in June.
I was just going to say, was there a meeting of some sort that made it possible to even consider going forward?
Maybe that was when we talked about, because she's carrying another baby in between.
Okay.
Maybe that's when we actually talked about, okay, when would the dates line up? The dates
look like. Okay. Yeah. And it's a boy, you know that, right? Yeah.
I believe that could be true.
I'm getting a November baby. So I'm getting November of 2025.
Okay. Oh, that might be fast.
Yeah. I'm getting pregnant by February of 2025.
Oh, yeah.
When's Kevin's birthday?
Oh, yeah, you might be right. He's November.
November what, though? I'm the
18th.
November 14th. He's the 19th?
18.
18. Yeah, I'm getting almost could be around his birthday. The child's born. Because you're looking at the end, November, yeah. Conceiving in February.
That makes sense.
Have it around his birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scorpio sun? No, because she's still pregnant till March. We're in 2024, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, she's still pregnant till March 2025. She gives birth.
Are you sure there's not another person that you have in mind?
No.
Or is there another person?
No.
Okay.
Might be giving birth to a project.
Maybe she's going to give birth. No, she said you're giving birth to March. She's giving birth in March.
Yeah, she's giving birth in March. And then we would be able to implant later that year.
So if you implant around your birthday, you're looking at February child.
I feel like
So
our
if
plan
you
was
do
we'd
Gemini of
implant at the end of
2025,
next year.
okay.
So it'd probably be
Because if
like
you
a
do,
July baby or something, July or August,
yeah,
2026, technically.
something big in November. So either you're going to have
This
the
November?
absolute, yeah. So either you're going to
No,
have the
2025.
absolute downright plan. No, no, this November 2024, you're going to have the absolute plan done, executed, signed, sealed, delivered, agreed, whatever. And all of it put in details
Yeah.
by the end of this November. Yes. Yeah.
I gotta send you a
Yeah.
picture of Athena. You're gonna love her.
Yeah. I listen.
My little
I already
mush.
do because I knew that little munchkin was coming. I told you I had a weird dream about you in New York City. I was sitting with you in a booth in a house in an apartment I don't recognize, and out of nowhere, I was just all of a sudden it was you, and you were sitting there, and you were showing me these two babies, and you were like two sonograms,
Mm-hmm.
and one was a boy, one was a girl, and I said, and it's happening. I said, oh no, it's happening. It's for sure going to happen. You were like, are you sure? And I'm like, it's going to happen. You're going to have two babies, two children.
Yeah.
And even when you told me you were sick, I was like, not for long. That was only a manifestation of energy that had to go someplace else.
Oh my God.
It
Please
just
let it all be
moved.
over.
It's over. It really is. But even when I said it was a manifestation of energy that had to
Yeah.
move, it moved. That's all that it did. So it
Yeah.
only went to where it can go at the moment. But even that was going to be taken care of, if that makes any sense. So it's like it just had to move.
Yeah. I felt like with Athena's birth,
Yeah.
I felt such a confidence come over, even like for her when they were like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, all babies get jaundice. I'm like, no, 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 you don't understand. We're done with all this shit. We're good now.
Exactly. We're finished.
We're
We're
fucking
done.
done. We're good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so even
Yeah.
like
We're
last
fine.
November, they told me they thought I had liver cancer because I had all these spots, all these like
Mm.
masses. And I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't think that's what I have. I think this is an
No.
accumulation of all the scans you guys have given me, and my liver hasn't filtered it out. So I went to the DR for 2.5 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
grounded, got sun round the clock, slept
Mm-hmm.
12 hours, and all of them
Mm-hmm.
shrunk.
So people don't know this, but I have 28 lesions on my brain.
28
28.
on your brain.
And I am functioning as normal can be. So I found out I had 28 lesions on my brain. I had a severe headache. It was August of 2022. I had a severe headache to the point where I couldn't lift my head off the pillow. I was absolutely severe. 5 days gone by, go to the hospital. They give you all sorts of drugs. Nothing's working. It's terrible. It's horrible. Um, Sometimes you get psychic headaches, but this was beyond a psychic headache. This was like something else. This was something I never felt before. And I said, oh God, something, whatever. And again, positive thoughts the whole time. I'm laughing, I'm giggling. The doctor was cute. I'm like Dr. Gray. I'm like, oh my God. And at the time before he was my husband, was having a heart attack, basically, because now I'm in the hospital like 10 days and nobody knows what's wrong with me, but I have this severe headache. They find out that my brain was filling up with fluid, and they also realized I needed a hysterectomy at the very same time, by the way, that I needed a full hysterectomy. And it was just, and that was the problem. Basically, the blood and there was blood pressure and yada, yada, yada. Still didn't take away the headache. And finally, all of a sudden, I swear to this day, it was an earth angel. The doctor we cannot find. We do not know where the doctor is. Her name was Dr. Green. She beautiful black woman came in the room. I'm getting my snocks and sneakers on. I'm like, babe, we're leaving. I'm staying. I'm getting out of this hospital. This is ridiculous. I'm here for way too long. They can't find out what's wrong with me. I still had a headache, but I was like, whatever it is, it's going to go away on its own. Give it to God. I'm going. I'm done. I'm not doing this anymore. All of a sudden, this woman walks in and she goes, so I heard you're trying to leave. And I said, yes. And she goes, well, I'm your neurologist. She says, and I just read your scans. Have a seat. I said, excuse me? And she goes, I just read your scans. Have a seat. So she goes, what do you do for a living? So now my now husband goes, oh God, like, what are you going to tell you
I
do
just
for a
got the
living? Like,
chills.
what do you tell people? So I said, to be really honest, I'm a healer. I heal people. I help people. I do a lot of things. She goes, I believe it. She goes, it makes sense. I said,
Yeah.
I'm looking at her like, okay, well, that was easy. And she said, can I show you something? I said, sure. So she shows me. She goes, this is a normal brain and this is yours. You have a brain of a prize fighter. You have a brain of somebody who's been knocked in the head a trillion times. You have a brain of somebody who basically has been bounced around oh, had major accidents, car accidents, who knows what. But this is not normal. People that have 28 lesions on their brain are not walking and talking. They're not functioning. They are not talking. They are not here having a conversation with me. So it all makes sense. So you know that you cannot use your body anymore to heal people, correct? You have to now find another source to heal. And I said, I was working on it, doctor. Like, I'm gratitude. I'm like, I'm working on it, you know? And she said, well, I could tell you this. So your lesions on your brain is not what's causing the headache. What's causing the headache is the fluid that has built up around your brain. And the only way to protect your brain from these lesions, the body is doing what it naturally does, is to protect you from these lesions. So it built up with fluid around your brain, and the only way to get rid of the fluid is to have a lumbar puncture. 14 lumbar punctures later, they had to pull the fluid out from my brainstem,
Wow.
out of my back. They pulled out so much fluid and had it tested. Of course, everything came back benign, thank God. And ever since then, nobody can find the doctor.
Huh.
And the advice she gave me was stop using your physical body to heal. Make people use their own. They can heal themselves. You don't need to do it for them. Stop taking on their pain. Stop taking on their illnesses.
Wait.
They can transmute their own energy within their own bodies. Stop using your body as transmutation. That is the first law of a healer's oath, is you never use your body.
Oh my God.
Stop. Hysterectomy in November, just passed, November of 2023. I feel like a new person. I literally feel like a new person. Just got a recent brain scan. The 28 lesions are still there. Still same size, same everything. But I absolutely changed the way I did things. So because I changed
No
the way
more
I do
underwaters.
things, no more underwaters.
Wait, Jae Rae, we need to talk offline because I know these
Yeah,
guys have a heart out, but we have to talk offline because I'm going to give you some stuff that's going to help you.
yeah.
That's helped me.
Mm-hmm.
And you just gave me another breakthrough because I think I took on the pancreas stuff after this guy I helped. I had hands over him. We were doing this healing session and I had this horrible pain and I was like, oh, this isn't mine. I can tell this isn't mine. And so afterwards I had the courage to ask him and he goes, yeah, I came because I need another opinion. I flew in from Mexico. And I'm like, wait, that's where it started. I think that was October. And then the pain started thereafter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Holy shit. I
They literally
wonder.
told me, and that's why I stopped doing hands-on work.
Oh, Jae Rae, I go into people's bodies.
Me too. I go right in.
I see their body as mine and
Yeah.
I can go in. It's crazy.
But now I do it from an astral standpoint. I do it from a different frequency. I'll teach you the frequency. I do it from a completely different frequency now. So I can still do it, but I don't use my body
Yeah, like
at
my
all.
mom, I would go in her body to fix her arm or
Mm-hmm.
her leg or
Whatever needed to be done. But you don't need to do that anymore from the inside. You can do it from the outside and transmute. It's crazy.
whoa.
I did not know that. Nobody teaches these things. You can't Google this
No.
stuff,
No, but
Maria.
also, but for me, like, I don't know what the fuck. I'm just doing shit because I'm
Exactly. You're just
trying.
doing
I'm not,
right to
I'm
help.
not, professional. I'm not, this isn't my life. I'm just trying
But
to help
even if
people
you
in
are
moments.
professional, but even if you are
So
professional, where
I
do you
don't
Google
know.
this stuff?
Yeah.
Where do you go?
Yeah, you can't.
Where do you go? Seriously.
Yeah.
Who's going to teach
Oh
you
my
that?
God. We have to have a chat because
We will.
I think I can help you
Good.
or I can shortcut you through some of the stuff that I've been doing.
Okay, good.
So we'll talk offline, but this was
Yeah.
amazing.
Uh,
I love these
you're
two
amazing.
episodes we
You know
got
I
to do
love you.
with you. Thank you for sharing your tarot gifts as well with us today because I
Yes.
know that I'm paying
People love
attention
it.
to
They love
those
all that.
things.
They get such a kick out of it.
No,
Yeah.
but it's great. Like
It's a tool.
I
It's a tool.
feel like it was right on both of the Pisces
Hmm.
and the Gemini for me. So thank you for
Yeah.
that. And friends, you can go to Jae Rae Live and on Instagram and find Jae Rae. Click the link, and if you don't have that, you can find it in the description. We're going to put everything in there. In the meantime, be
Yes.
nice people, make good choices, and be present.
This podcast and all related content published or distributed by or on behalf of Maria Menounos or MariaMenounos.com is for informational purposes only and may include information that is general in nature and that is not specific to you. Any information or opinions expressed or contained herein are not intended to serve as or replace medical advice, nor to diagnose, prescribe, or treat any disease, condition, illness, or injury, and you should consult the healthcare professional of your choice regarding all matters concerning your health, including before beginning any exercise, weight loss, or healthcare program. If you have or suspect you may have a healthcare emergency, please contact a qualified healthcare professional for treatment. Any information or opinions provided by a guest expert or host featured within website or on company's podcast are their own, not those of Maria Menounos or the company. Accordingly, Maria Menounos and the company cannot be responsible for any results or consequences or actions you may take based on information or opinions.